What's going on, guys? Tropical Fish Guy here. Today we're going to be talking about a really cool looking fish. You guys have seen it before. Every pet store, every pet shop, big box, small box, whatever box store has them. It's the wonderful, brilliantly colored Neon Tetra. Now this is one of the most popular fish ever, but to me it's one of the most colorful, one of the easiest fish to take care of, one of the fish that you can buy a whole bunch of and not have to worry too much about your water quality getting bad. A fish that schools together really nice, that makes really cool patterns, that eats well. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. The Neon Tetra is one of the most popular fish in the aquarium hobby due to its awesome red and blue colors and how easy they are to take care of. Its peaceful attitude and simple dietary requirements make the Neon Tetra an excellent beginner fish. Look how pretty that is. That electric blue line up on top with that red bar down on bottom that goes halfway across. The Neon Tetra was first discovered back in 1934 in the Amazon River. It's obviously a South American fish that is known for its neon red and blue colors and energetic attitude. You'll see the energetic attitude here in a second. I think I'm gonna feed them. It's feeding time. They're nice and plump right there. They didn't eat today yet. I feed them once or twice a day depending. They're small, relatively small, non-aggressive, community fish that spend most of the time swimming in the middle of the aquarium. Now let me show you the aquarium here. So they usually hang out around here. They love live plants and they hang out right there in the live plant area, right in the middle. They hang out there too, up there. So in there, look, there's a kind of some in there and in there. Look at that. So everywhere. So they kind of spread around, but when they school together, it looks really nice. There's a little shoal there. They shoal together. Shoal and school is a little bit different, a little bit the same. Shoaling is when they all hang out and being sociable like they are now. Schooling is when they all compact and move all into one direction with each other. Pretty cool. These fish thrive when kept in schools with at least 6 fish. But the more the merrier, right? The more the merrier. Look at that. They're all hanging out, having a good time today. Their typical behavior, they're peaceful, non-aggressive fish, which can make a fantastic addition to most community aquariums. In the wild, they can live around 8 years, but typically, I've seen them, live around 5 years in captivity. The first thing we're gonna have to say again, the first thing that people are drawn to is their vibrant stripes. Okay, so let's focus in on one or two of them. So the vibrant stripes. So obviously that neon blue is really cool right there. There's a nice little group of them right there. That's cool. So the neon, it looks like it's a reflector kind of thing, or it looks kind of electric. That blue line that goes from the tip of the nose almost down to the tail, right? That blue streak, as well as that red bar on the bottom that goes from the back of the tail to the middle of their body. So they can kind of get confused with the cardinal tetras. Cardinal tetras kind of look like these guys here. But the cardinal tetras, the way you can tell them apart is the red line on the bottom goes all the way across their body. Yeah, so that's exactly how you tell. And they're a lot slimmer and sleeker. But the real way to tell is the cardinal tetras. If you see that red line go all the way across, it's a cardinal. So the Neon Tetras, they're native to the warm rivers of South America, including Brazil, Colombia, and Peru. The largest gathering of them can be found in the Amazon River basin. Amazon River, home of the piranha. Neon Tetras prefer aquariums that are heavily planted, as you can see here. This aquarium is heavily planted, I would say. Perhaps You might not think that's heavily planted. Perhaps you might think it is heavily planted. To me, that's heavily planted. Okay. If you see plants everywhere, I'd say that's heavily planted. Anyways, driftwood can be used to help bring down pH and soften water. I do not have any driftwood in here because I don't want the brown water that driftwood typically brings, right? Driftwood, you'll see that a lot of people's tanks, they're not like clear. They're like kind of a brown, it's called releasing tannins in the water, but that's a side note. So the Neon Tetra can grow to about 2.5 inches, but you know, you very rarely see them that size. Or I very rarely have. Comment below if you've seen them bigger than about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, because normally that's what I've seen them. Inch and a half, and maybe even smaller than 1 inch, but probably 1.5 inches. These guys are probably 1 inch. Look at that, isn't that cool? A nice little school of them there. Females are a little bit smaller. Okay. As far as substrates concerned, gravel, pretty much anything, since they are from the rivers and streams, and from the rivers actually. They can handle gravel, sand, dirt, mud, whatever. But you know, I just got regular old gravel mixed in with some crushed coral. Most substrate will work. Doesn't really matter. Neon Tetras are very sensitive to poor water conditions, poor water quality. Tanks that are cycling, that are new, I wouldn't recommend for neons. Neons can't really handle the cycle that well from my experience. I'm sure it's been done, but I wouldn't recommend it, that's for sure. Generally, the changes in the water chemistry during this time kills them, so we don't want that. I would suggest you only add Neon Tetras to an established mature tank, in my opinion. Look at that peacock gudgeon. Anyways, now the ideal water conditions for the Neon Tetras, water temperature should be around 70 to all the way up to like 84 or something. They can handle a good range, but not fluctuating very quickly, right? So leave it at one temperature and keep it. I mean, that's kind of what we do. In my house, we leave it somewhere around 74 to 76, something like that, depending on the time of day. pH anywhere from 6 to 7 is recommended in some soft water, but I keep them successfully in hard water with a higher pH of 7.4-ish, you know, so really the key is just to have stable, solid water conditions that don't fluctuate all the time. As for lighting, they like low light. I've got kind of a low light thing there, kind of medium maybe. It shines some good light, but I've got some floating plants up there that block that light, that absorbs, and I've got some low light plants here, some nubius, some java fern. We'll talk about that stuff later. But Neon Tetras create a very small bioload, so their filtering needs are minimal. They don't cause a lot of, since they're small, they don't cause a lot of poop, so you know, they don't cause a lot of waste. So any type of filter will work. I've got a couple of sponge filters in there, one stuck in the back. I've got a couple of hang-on backs. There's one. So any kind of filtration would work. I've done under gravel filters, they work. So neons are pretty, you know, they adapt well. They do well in most circumstances. What size tank do neons need? They need, I mean, the smallest size I've kept them in is a 10-gallon tank. But, you know, I'd recommend at least a 20, right? This is a 29-gallon tank you see here. But, you know, you get about, you know, 15 or 20 of them. They look real nice in a 20-gallon tank. There's about, I don't know, there's about 15 maybe of them in here, scattered there and about in this 29. So they're doing quite well there. What do they eat? Neon Tetras are omnivores, right? They'll eat plants, animals. They eat pretty much anything you give them, really. They are hardy eaters. They're not picky. They'll eat algae, insect larvae, other tiny invertebrates, crustaceans, as well as pellets, flakes, frozen, live food. High quality pellet or flake should be a core of their diet. You can supplement with anything like bloodworms, brine shrimp, Daphnia, tubifex worms. If you're looking for ideas on how to get vegetables in their diet, I'd recommend some Rapashi. Let's see, I got some Rapashi right there. Rapashi, they got some veggie formulas for vegetarians, but I use the Soylent Green there. They go after it and they stuff themselves, which is not necessarily good, but you know, every now and then, it doesn't hurt anything. I'll leave a link to the Rapashi, as well as I've got a whole bunch of foods. I give them a good variety of foods. So I'll leave a link to all that food down in the description below. And, you know, a good variety, right? Good variety is always good for you, me, and the fish. Don't worry if they graze on the bottom feeder pellets. You know, they love their veggies, so it's all good. And I'll feed them here. You guys want me to feed them? Might as well here. In terms of how often to feed them, young adults feed them, you know, a couple times a day is good, once a day is good, as much as they'll eat in about a minute. Don't worry if they graze on the bottom feeder pellets, like I said. Let's see, so they're tank mates, since they are small fish, you want to keep them with kind of small fish too, right? So I've got them with some guppies, some black skirt tetras, some corydoras, some glow light tetras, some more glow light tetras, cool looking guppies, peacock gudgeon. If y'all don't know what that one is, I will leave a link. Oh man, he knows when I look at him. I'll leave a link in the description below or up here somewhere that shows a video that I've done. Here's some white cloud mountain minnows, and I've got some really cool looking, look at that, blue-eyed, split-tail rainbow fish. They're gonna look really nice when they grow up. And I've got like 4 of those. So they can live with pretty much a wide variety of fish, including those that I have, including some that I don't have. Some, you know, you can put small gouramis, some barbs, other catfish, other small tetras, white cloud minnows, like I said. Some fish that I wouldn't put in there would be like, you know, cichlids, such as Oscars, Africans, any kind of aggressive fish, you know, maybe big angels, maybe some angels, you know, you can try it and see. But basically the rule, right, is a big fish will eat a small fish, you know, so that's kind of what I go by. So if you think it'll fit in the mouth of another fish, don't put the other fish in there, or don't put that fish in there. So that rule has served me well, you know. So if you're not sure if it's a big fish, don't put it in with small fish. So as a general rule, the bigger the school is, the more comfortable they'll be. Sometimes true, sometimes not, but get as many as you can. It's really nice to look at. I mean, it's nice to see them, especially when they're feeding. And I keep saying it, but I'll show you that in a second. So the Neon Tetra is one of the most popular fish in the hobby, with around 2 million sold every month, only in the U.S. How crazy is that? 2 million a month, not a year, a month, just in America. How crazy, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm gonna set this up, and then we'll give them a feed and show you what it looks like. I'm gonna put in a veggie round for those cory cats down there before it gets too late and we turn off the lights. Okay. And I usually find the neons in there sucking on those, but let's see here. What are we gonna feed them today? Feed them some micro pellets. They like those. They go crazy for those, and I'm gonna feed some here, feed some there, and hopefully you guys are getting this. Yeah, and as they kind of sink down, you'll see all those neons kind of, they're like, oh, food, check it out, check it out. Yeah, you see them jumping, don't you? Everybody's like, oh, wow, wow. Boom, 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 look at that. Is that cool or what? That is freaking cool. Let's see if I can zoom in there a little bit or get closer. Yeah. Can I zoom? Yeah. See if I can do it one-handed. Well, no, that's good right there. You can see those neons really hustling it, trying to get that food. So that was the micro pellets. Let's see how they go for the regular. Oh, bug bites. Bug bites. They love the bug bites. Yeah, bug bites. Check that out. They love this stuff. They really dig this. Yeah. All right, let's see them go crazy. Yeah, there they go. See the red and blue flashes? How cool that is. And the other fish, I mean, the other fish like all this stuff too. All right, look at that, huh? See that school down there? Right there, up there. All those neons trying to grab that food. Okay. Let's see here, and I'm not giving too much at a time. It might seem like it, but not really. Let's go with probably some young guys might have as a regular old tropical flake food, you know? Yeah. Regular old tropical, Tetra tropical, right? Tetra tropical. They love pretty much just about anything. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mono shrimp jumping around. Oh yeah. It's cooler live, but this is still cool. I mean, you can see those guys there, right? These guys here hustling for it. Up there, especially up here, huh? Everybody's up there for some reason, because that's where I put it first. I'll put some over here and see. So, you know, feed them about as much as they can eat in about a minute. Here. We'll do, what else are we going to do? We'll do some of this omega-1 mini color pellets. Let's see. These might be a little big for those neons, but there you go. Look at that. They're not big at all. Look at that. Look at those neons fly. Look at all the fish fly, huh? Isn't that cool? Fish fly, that's kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, these are a little bit bigger than those mini pellets. I think the mini pellets would be better. All right, just a little bit more. Now you can see, well, I think that's all I'm going to feed them, because the way you tell, this might be interesting. The way you tell, how do you tell if a fish is full? Right? The fish is full when he's got a fat belly. Look at that. Look at that big old bulge, huh? Big old bulge there. Big old bulge there on the bottom right there. Big old, look at that thing sticking out. Yep, when they start getting that bulge like that, then when about half of them get that bulge like that, then you stop feeding, because the ones that will keep feeding, they'll explode on you. Not really, but they definitely could get some kind of intestinal problems, something like that. So it's up to us as the aquarium keeper, as the fish keeper, to be cool and stop when it's time to stop. Even though they want to be eating all the time, don't worry, the hungry ones eventually will go down. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the bristlenose pleco. He's also a good tank mate for the neons, but wherever that algae pellet went to, let's see, somebody took it somewhere. I think it's stuck back there somewhere. Oh, there it is, right there. So you'll see them, as well as the guppies and other fish. They'll come and start pecking on that once all this food's gone. So yeah, look at that. Very active, lively tank, I'd say. What would you say? Leave a comment below. So there you have it, guys. The update on the Neon Tetra, how to take care of them, what to feed them. I mean, you guys saw they'll eat anything. Temperature, pH, we talked about all that stuff. gravel. I think we covered pretty much anything. Sexing, I can't tell the difference. Breeding, never been able to breed them. Some people do, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And if you like the Neon Tetra, if you like this channel, check out my merch at fishytees.net. I'll put a link up here. It's a great way to support the channel. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification to get all these cool videos that you really want. Hit that subscribe button. I know I said that, but I forgot to tell you, if you do, you get 10 years of good luck. Bam! Can you believe it? Yeah, it's true. I don't know if it's true. Do the Instagram thing. I'm starting to post some pictures and videos up on Instagram. It's at the Tropical Fish Guy. And sign up for the newsletter. I'm starting to send out a newsletter every week, which gives you tips, tricks, all that good stuff on how to, keep fish, all the new videos, equipment, insider tips, recommended hardware, fish tanks, fish that I love, that kind of thing. If you're into that, sign up down in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and y'all, happy fish keeping. Peace.